Alrighty, team. Just finished an amazing boardroom training call today with everyone in my boardroom program. And what I want to talk to you about today is this really interesting discussion around setting your rates. And one of the things that came out of the discussion with everyone in boardroom today was about how your rates reflect your self-worth. And so I'm sure you've all experienced it where clients have come back and gone, you're too expensive, you need to drop your rates, you need to be cheaper. And like everyone kind of goes through that journey. And particularly, startup through to million per year to 3 million, then to 5 million to 10 million. Like you're going through these different levels in your business where you're constantly like looking at your rates and rejigging them and all that sort of thing. And the really interesting discussion that we had today was around this perception that when you're a smaller business, that your rates should be cheaper than a bigger business or a bigger corporate. And I found that a really interesting comment from one of my clients is, oh, I thought you'd be cheaper because you're a smaller business compared to, the bigger corporates that play in your space. And it's like, hang on, like I'm really good at what I do. And if I can provide the same level of service and get the same outcome, probably better, than a bigger corporate or one of those bigger entities, why shouldn't I charge the same amount? Like, why shouldn't my rates be the same? Just because I probably have lower overheads and less staff and all those sorts of things doesn't mean I should be cheaper. So it comes down to a self-worth piece. I think, when you constantly go through this journey of like questioning your rates and clients come back to you and go, you're too expensive, you need to drop your rates. And then you immediately go, oh my gosh, like I need to drop my rates. I'm going to lose this project if I don't come in cheaper. And we go through this process. And I think one of the amazing things is like in the boardrooms today, one of my other clients jumped in and said, well, that's when you just turn around and go, well, my rates are my rates. If you'd like to work with me, let's do this. If not, I'll go work with someone else. Like there's plenty of work on at the moment. I don't need your particular work, Mr. and Mrs. Client. So I think if you can hold your ground, right, when it comes to clients asking you to drop your fees, and if you know that you're really good at what you do, and you know that you get really good outcomes for your clients, and you've got an existing relationship with this client, or you've highlighted the value to them, because sometimes what happens is clients ask you to drop your rates because the perceived value in going with you and your company is not as high as if they went with a bigger corporate. There's this sort of um, this is ingrained perception from clients that if they go with the bigger end of town, they've got their shit sorted and they're going to get a better outcome. And so there's always this perception, right, that you're the smaller end of town, therefore your rates should be cheaper. And so I think if we can really remove that perception and do a great job of the value piece, the positioning piece, the I'm good at what I do and I help my clients get good results piece, then there should be no reason why you should have to be cheaper than someone else in your field who is bigger than you. And so for me, if you've got the value propositioning piece sorted, you've got the positioning piece sorted, you've shown your clients through track record that you're great at what you do, then for me, it comes down to self-worth. If you're choosing to have your rates cheaper because you're afraid of losing work, well, then that's an internal game. That's the internal game that we play around. I'm not good enough, or I need to be cheaper to win work because I don't have a good enough track record or credibility and all these sorts of things. So for me, our rates are really a reflection of our self-worth and holding our ground and knowing that we are good at what we do and knowing that we get great outcomes should mean that we can stand by our rates and do exactly what one of my clients gave advice to my other client on today's call, which is just say your rates are your rates. I'm really good at what I do. I get great outcomes. If you'd like to work with me, let's do this. If not, no problems. I'll go work with somebody else. And I think it's really hard to do that. Really hard to walk away from work or potentially walk away from work when all you need to do is just be a little bit cheaper over here and a little bit cheaper over here and you'll get the job. And clients tend to like to dangle that carrot, which is, oh, we just need to be 20% cheaper here and drop your rates by 50% there and you've got the work. You've got to look at the flip side of that, which is, you know, are you actually going to enjoy working with that client knowing that you're making zero money on that project because you've dropped your fees and you've got no margin? And two, like you're better off doing something else with your time. And so you've got to look at the flip side of actually dropping your rates too, because then that impacts self-worth. Then that sort of reinforces I'm not good enough. I've got to drop my rates, and then I've got to go find a whole bunch more work just to make ends meet. So I just want you to think about that. Like this whole rate setting exercise is really, really interesting for me. Like, I work with businesses that have rates 50% above market. I've got clients that are 50% below market, and I'm trying to get them up to market and that sort of thing. It's really a self-worth piece. And so really standing by you, the results that you get and the outcomes that you get for your clients helps you increase your rates. And the beauty of increasing rates is it means you need to do less work to make the same amount of money. So I'll leave you with that. So team, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you want to keep doing this journey on your own, we have heaps of free resources to help you keep building your business on your own. But if you'd like some help, we'd love to invite you to join our boardroom coaching program. So if that's you and you'd like some help growing your business, just comment the word boardroom below and let's have a chat about how I can help you build your business faster. Have an amazing day.